Namaste, welcome. So nice to have you here looking at this video. I suggest that you go through the entire video till the end because that is what is going to help you understand most about the awareness to mutual fund. Right? That's the basic idea about this video. Let's go right into it right away. I don't want to waste your time. What do you do with your hard-earned money? Let's understand what is. It's not too much of difficulties. First is you have some fixed expenses. These fixed expenses are meant for running your life. As you can understand, it's fixed expenses. Then what you do, you want to have holiday, you want to have entertainment, obviously. Then you have some hobbies, maybe. Like for example, I have a hobby of music. I do some spending there. Then you save or invest. What do you want to do? What should be the main thing for you to do? So let's come over here. What's wrong with just saving? Most of the time we are talking about savings, but what's wrong with only saving? Because inflation eats up your savings at the rate, let's say for example, considering today's this thing, it is 7%. So every year you are losing 7%, right? So let us quickly have two graphs in which you can see this. Let's see this future purchasing power impact due to inflation. Let's say for example, today's 30,000, it will grow to double almost in 15 years. Looking at it the other way, today you have a lakh, and by the time it is 15 years are over, it goes into half. This is the impact of inflation that people have. Most of the time, all the financial planning is done without putting this calculation, and that is where things go wrong. So, what's the solution? Start saving earlier. The earlier, the better. I know everybody gives good advices saying do that, but we learn the hard way. Even I learned it the hard way. But you do not have to learn the hard way. You can start it early, right? Put your saving to works by investing. You don't keep your savings in places where it is not going to combat inflation. So you have worked hard to earn this money. Let the money also work hard. While you are working hard, let the money also parallelly work hard for you. Right? Benefit from the power of compounding. So, what you do when you do an investing, if you do a goal-oriented investing, then there is something to look forward to for which you're investing, then things become very easy. Let's say, for example, you want to buy a house, or you want to put some money off for your children's education, or you want to put some money for your retirement. After retirement, your income stops, so you need to generate some income. So, or you want to have a short-term holiday plan. So, if you want to invest for your holiday, let's say, for example, you have been looking forward to that holiday which you want to go somewhere, right? You can put off your money for 2 years, 3 years, and then go on the big holiday, right? Then, or you can purchase a car, right? Have a goal. 3, 4 years of investment, you want to buy this dream car of mine, and you go for it. And then you have your family needs. Based on your family needs, you can do your investing. This is goal-oriented investing. It's a proper way of investing. You can have any other goal. There's no problem. But have a goal and invest as per that goal. So, what are the investment options available in the marketplace? Traditionally, if you look at real estate and gold and then bank FD deposits, these were considered the safe investments right from our father's days. I think a lot of it is even now here today because people have not many people have understood all the other things. Stocks. People talk about stocks, and what is the first thing that comes to everybody's mind? Stocks. Oh, stock market is risky. Then you have insurance. Insurance of life, but nowadays you need insurance to protect yourself against all of this. You need to have insurance of life, you need to have health insurance, you need to insure your car or your vehicle, and accidents, and even house. Bonds. Bonds are those things which are issued by the government, and debentures are those that are issued by companies. Well, these are the various investment options, and somewhere balanced in the middle of all of this is the mutual funds, and that's what we are going to talk about. Well, let's start comparing all the asset classes that I mentioned. So, if you see, let's look at the criteria on the left hand side. I put all the criterias for comparison. First, of course, the most important one everybody wants to know is what is the return potential? How much money I am going to get? What is the possibility of how much money I can get? Right? Second is risk in returns. How risky is it? Or how liquid is it? How quickly can I get it converted into cash? Whether I can do small investments, whether I could do periodic investments, how complex is it, whether I need to study a lot about it, and what type of asset is it. And at the end, I have just done a simple weighted average, which means that if there are 7 points which are to be done, whichever is the good points divided by the total points, how good is it in terms of simple weighted average, right? So this is what I've done about all of this. Well, you can look at all this. What I'm going to do, I've got various different types, like I'm comparing mutual funds as an asset class, stocks as an asset class, bonds, bank FDRD, insurance, real estate, and gold. These are the various types of asset classes that are available where people save or invest, right? So if you see, this is what is a whole. What I'm going to do right next slide is I'm going to just take the best of each one of them, best of the return potential, best of the risk, which means it is low, the liquidity is high, all these kind of things. Let's just go and you know look at these without the clutter. There, this is what it looks like, right? Above inflation, 3 mutual fund, stocks, real estate, risk in returns low, bonds, bank FDs, and liquidity very high for mutual funds and stocks. Real estate is not there. Gold is also high liquidity. Small investments. So now, if you look at all of these, and if I go over to the weighted average, the filtration is done above 70%. What is very good, right? So bank FD and RD amongst all of those bonds to gold comes the best in the below inflation fighting, 71% of it. So that is how bank FD and RD has been very popular because of this reason. Now, if you see, finally, the mutual funds has got the 86%, right? So now let's look at it another way and see about the most common ones that are there, which most people think about. I put mutual funds also in one of them. Stocks, bank FDs, and real estate, right? Gold, yes, it is there, but these are the most common ones where people are looking at. So stocks, bank FDs, and real estate. Out of all of this, you can see that bank FDRD is the one which does not fight inflation. It's good, but it does not fight inflation. You can park your money for some time, but remember, it's going down in value. It might not go down as the same value as you keep in cash, but it is still going down, right? Amongst all of this, mutual funds is where your risk in returns comes down from high and still beats inflation. That is one of the key components of the mutual fund. What do you have to do to balance your risk? You spread it all across different assets, like a balanced thali. Now, how does the mutual funds work? Investors like you and me put in our whatever small investments that we can put in, but combined, it becomes a huge pool of money, which now the fund manager of the asset management companies, who is an expert, he is there in this field and looking at it from morning till evening, the numbers, just like you're putting your work inside your company on whatever you are good at, right? So they are the ones who are going to do this. What they're going to do is they're going to spread this across various asset classes. In securities, and the securities generate the returns, which is then passed on back to the investors, right? So this is how the mutual funds work. Now, why mutual funds? What are the advantages of mutual fund? First and very foremost, as of this date when we are talking, is it is well regulated by SEBI. SEBI is Securities Exchange Bureau India, and this makes all the framework for regulations for stock market as well as mutual funds. and seeing all the things that are the way it is functioning. I have been observing the same since over 10 years. I have put in my own investments, so I've observed everything about how the whole thing takes place, and it is very well regulated with the main aim of protecting the investors. That is what makes the present day investment in mutual fund very safe because of SEBI. Now, the next thing that is done is the whole thing is given to a professional management. All the people there in the industry, they have been there for quite some time now. They have seen the ups and downs of the market. They understand the market pretty well, as experienced probably as you would be in your profession. So they are also professionally managed. Now, this next one is it is transparent to all the investors. Today, sitting at in my house, I can just log in and go and find out all the investments that has been done in the mutual funds. I can see which schemes I have invested in. I can see how much, what is the trend of all of that. I can go and read each and every scheme's details, the scheme information documents. Everything is available online, and everything is at the click of a button. And I'll come to one more association that we have, which has got even more huge transparency to the investors. We'll come to that later on. Now, after the transparency, the next thing that we need to do is whether we can do. There is a convenience in investing small amounts, because most of the people will not be able to invest huge amounts. Now, and liquidity. For example, if you want to sell a real estate, you will have to sell the whole house. Do you have to do that? No. If you have to remove a bank FD, you have to break the whole FD. But no, like that. Liquidity can be partial. You can withdraw how much ever you need and leave the rest for continuing to grow. And what is risk diversification can be done using the proper mutual fund scheme. It's based on your risk appetite. The mutual fund scheme can be selected, and accordingly investment can be done. What are the various types of mutual funds that are available in the marketplace? They are broadly divided into 5 categories. The first category is equity. All of these equity funds are the ones which are mainly investing 65 to 80% in the stock market. Right? So that is the equity, and that is where high growth happens. Even there is a risk and reward, this thing where there's more risk, you'll get more reward and all that. All those can be understood by sitting down with the mutual fund distributor. Then you have a debt funds, in which debt funds are not above inflation, they are below inflation, but these funds are better than your bank FDs and RDs and your savings account, right? So this if you need to park your money somewhere, it is better to park it here than your FDs and RDs, but you can diversify. Now, a balance between equity and debt fund gives rise to hybrid scheme, which means you take the best of both. Best of both means you take the ones which are growing in the stock market. Also, you can take some percentage. You can take some percentage in debt fund, so that your money capital is also not going down in case something happens to the stock market. So you have hybrid schemes. Then you have solution oriented schemes like a retirement fund or a children's fund. And then you have other schemes like index of funds or funds of funds. Various types of transacting mutual funds. You can do a lump sum investment. For example, when I got into the mutual fund, this thing, then at that time I had some little bit of spare money left. So I thought, let me put it into the mutual fund. So I did a lump sum investment. Then there is the systematic investment plan. This is one of the key beautiful components of mutual fund is SIP. Keep sipping little bit. Sip by sip, you come and you complete everything. Right? Your whatever goals you need to meet. Regularly, monthly, from directly from the bank account. These days, everything is taking place through the internet. So from directly from your bank account, it will go to the wherever the investment is taking place. And then there are ups and downs of the market. It normalizes the ups and downs, and it is suitable for goal-oriented investing. Then you have a systematic transfer plan, Once in a while you would like to balance your portfolio, so you can do systematic transfer from one mutual fund scheme to another mutual fund scheme. Then systematic withdrawal plan. This is another beautiful thing which like it gives you a kind of extra income whenever you need an extra income, or you can put it in park it in a way such that you can fund your retirement income, where every month you get a small amount or whatever amount you want coming in through this systematic withdrawal plan, which now I'm experiencing. It's beautiful. It works very nicely. Now, remember what we talked about transparency some time back, and we are associated with NJ Wealth, which was started in 1994 by two individuals. And this one is now the largest mutual fund distributor network inside India. And they have completely made the system so transparent with their software that everything you have on your power. And I remember going through some details, and I found how much details I can find out if I want to find out. It's all at the click of a button. Everything takes place at the click of a button. You got warnings coming through, SIP investment if it is there, and 2 days before the SIP you'll get a SMS saying, oh please have this money in your bank account before it goes, and all that kind of stuff. It's excellent medium in which you are got completely transparent, and that's what works for the best. Now let's take the power of compounding and let's see how starting early becomes very good. We are doing a case of two investors, case 1 and case 2. Both of them decided to create a fund for their retirement income. In the case 1, the person started at 25 years old. In the case, they started at 40 years old. So the case 1 had 35 years to reach the retirement age of 60. In the case 2, there was 20 years left. So in the case 1, the person starts to invest 2,000 with a 10% increase every year. Means next year it becomes 2,200. The year after that, another 10% increase, like that, yearly. In the case 2, the person started with 10 times more, that is 20,000 rupees per month, right? At the age of 40, they decided, they woke up late, like me. So that's what happened. So total investment was made by, in case 1 works out to about 65 lakhs, in the case 2 it works out to 1.37 crores. The corpus that is made out of this in the first case is 5.44 crores, and the next one is just 4.99 crores. That means the case 1 has created 8.37 times the wealth, whereas case 2 has created 3.63 the times. So this is why we will get started, because you can start with any amount of money. You can start with any amount of installments. Go ahead with it and begin. So what are your next steps for you? First, contact a mutual fund distributor partner. In this case, it's me, yours truly. Then, what you need to do is you sit down with your mutual fund distributor partner and identify the financial goals. Sit down together, have a nice cool chat over a chai pe charcha types, and identify your financial goals. And then next, what you do is you start your investment with the advice from mutual fund distributor through NJ Wealth. You can create everything easily. You need to just the mutual fund distributor will help you with everything. You do not have to worry too much. Once the goal is set and your objective is set and your riskometer is set, everything is done. Then get regular updates from your investment from NJ Wealth. Once you get into that NJ Wealth, they will keep sending you emails about what you have invested, you can go through everything. Then reevaluate your financial goals periodically, at least once in 3 years. 3 years is a good time to revisit and see, okay, whether anything else is added, or okay, I can increase, or I can do a top up, right? So with this, we come to the end of our presentation here. Namaste, and do take action, and do get back to the person. If preferably it's me, but if you don't want to be with me also, it's fine. Just start your investment today. Thank you. Take care, and bye-bye.